Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, has been at the center of national conversation over the past months, making headlines for police-involved fatalities, a significant 44% drop in murders, and now its upcoming Transformations Expo 2025. But what exactly is the JCF's Transformations Expo, and why should it matter to you? Today on Lead Story, we'll break it all down and we'll answer those questions and more. Hello and welcome. Of course, you're here on Lead Story. I'm Sondre Roden, and we're having this conversation about the Transformations Expo put on by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, and it's looking at people, quality, and technology. Of course, I am not by myself. Joining me is DCP Karina Powell Hood, who is the head of Force Development, Logistics, etc. portfolio. It's a very long portfolio, but a very important portfolio. As a matter of fact, she is the highest ranked female officer in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Welcome to you, DCP.
And welcome to your viewers as well. Thanks for having us featured this evening on your program.
Absolutely. So I want to get straight into it and tell us quickly to all our viewers, what is the JCF Transformations Expo 2025?
So I think you did a great job with your lead in just now. It's people, quality, and technology. So our expo is really an opportunity to showcase the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We're examining our people, the quality, and technology, and how all these three converge for us to have the successes that we are now experiencing. But in a very significant way, this year, we want to profile the JCF Mensa. That's the intelligentsia behind policing. So a lot of emphasis will be placed on our investigators, just how we apply the JCF mind, the investigative mind, application of strategies. So it's a really, it is shaping to be a really good experience for the public to just come in and to better understand your police force, to understand what it is that we do behind the scenes. Certainly, there is sometimes a concern about whether or not we're giving away tradecraft, right. But we know how to manage, and we know how to share the information in a way that gets the public to understand the realities that we deal with, and in the same breath, we maintain what is our tradecraft.
So you're saying that you're giving the public enough for them to understand exactly what the police does, but not giving them too much so they can now understand all the crime fighting strategies, everything that's happening behind the scene. I totally get that. But the question I have for you, seeing that we're now in 2025 and last year similar expo would have been had, what are the changes or what are the differences to this year's expo in comparison to last year's expo?
Okay, so 2023, it's very interesting. The commissioner says in 2023, for us, it was trying to figure out how do we limit all these services that we have, all these equipment, everything that we have, how do we manage what we put out there? How do we package a story that, as we mentioned earlier, the public can have enough to understand and appreciate what it is that we do. So for 2025, and as you see, 2.0 really suggests that we're going to go bigger and better. So we're coming back with some of the stuff that we had, but certainly now it is within a context that persons would have already had snippets or an understanding and appreciation of what we have. So now we're coming with more of an immersive type experience. And as I said, we'll be exploring, the JCF Mensa, the mind, the intelligence behind it all. And to up the ante this year, as ambitious as we are, we decided that we are going to also host the Expo simultaneously in Montego Bay at the community center. So not only are we in Kingston, we will be in the Montego Bay Community Center. And there'll be a lot of tech that persons can interact with our police officers.
Right.
There's a term we used the last time, it will be a very phygital. So we have the physical as well as the digital stuff for persons to interact with. And we are catering to everybody from young kids all the way up to our seniors.
Hold it there for me, DCP Paul Hood. We're going to go for a break and we'll come back with more on Lead Story. Stay with us.
Every child deserves a home filled with love. When hope meets heart, a new journey begins.
Welcome home, David.
Welcome, David.
Make it your own.
Family is built on moments shared.
Go, David, yes!
Every smile and every shared moment connects us with a brighter future. Here, you're not just welcomed, you're family. Foster hope, foster love, foster a child today. Contact the CPFSA for more information.
Ready, tech, grow. Business is fast, easy, flexible, and costless. Oh, entrepreneurs, let's go digital. The government of Jamaica and European Union present Digital Jamaica Training Series. Learn how technology grows your business. Choose the right digital tool. Manage your staff, customers, and money digital, data security and privacy, artificial intelligence. We'll be in every parish. Apply online, www.jbdc.net. Log on fast. Digital Jamaica, powering connectivity for MSMEs.
We're back with its Lead Story, and of course, we have been talking about the JCF Transformations Expo 2025, People, Quality, and Technology. I have with me DCP Paul Hood, who is leading the charge as it relates to this expo, and I want her to tell us a little bit more about the technology, particularly about Constable Smart. Did I get it right, DCP? Constable Smart.
You indeed got it right.
Tell us about that.
So Constable Smart is our AI cop. It's in its early stage of development, but certainly by Expo we'll be able to demonstrate something very engaging. So what we have done, we've looked at the landscape and we see where these tools are available to us. And it's another way of engaging with both our members internally and the public. So Constable Smart is designed to provide information on existing laws, police procedures. We are designing it so that you can ask questions and you get your answers based on what is written in law, as well as what we have as our internal policies. One novel feature that we're still refining about Constable Smart is the ability to engage in patois as well. I think that was, if you had seen anything about the launch of the Expo, that was one of the features that seemed to be attractive to people. So we're working on refining that as well. So Constable Smart, we developed that in partnership with the Amber Group. They're one of our major sponsors for the launch and also for the AI Cup. So we'll have a Smart Cup in the form of Constable Smart, who will be on display as well. So people will have the opportunity to go and interact with Constable Smart through the app as well.
Sounds good. And I know this expo is a part of the JCF's broader vision of interacting with the community, interacting with the citizens. So a big question a lot of people have had in their various areas, whether it's Kingston, Montego Bay, Westmoreland, over in Portland, is about community trust. Over the years, that conversation has been had in the public forum, and we want to know what initiatives would be showcased or what will be shown at the Expo that will talk about JCF and its initiatives to build community trust.
Okay, so if I may make an overall statement. So the Expo in itself, well, let me backtrack a bit. Part of the thing that fosters mistrust is not understanding or not knowing about the other party. So for years as an organization, we've done our bit in terms of getting engaged in communities. And if you check any one of the national surveys that are conducted, there's usually a better level of trust among the police and the citizens in the local spaces. However, it's the institution, the JCF, that sometimes there is some issue, there's a gap that sometimes is inexplicable. So one of the reasons behind the Expo is to show the public, to basically leave ourselves bare to the public, to show the public this is who we are as an organization. These are the individuals that make up the organization. And this is the quality that we are putting into the systems that are here and employing the necessary technology. Now, we also at the Expo, we will have our community safety and security branch that will be there, that will be showcasing some of the programs that they lead on in terms of the strategic direction of the JCF. So programs such as the Neighborhood Watch, the Police Youth Club, there will also be engagement with persons from our domestic violence intervention centers, which that has been quite an interesting story that is unfolding with the DVICs, as we call them for short, where these centers are in the communities, and we encourage persons that if you have issues, you come into the centers rather than taking the matter, rather than having physical altercations.
I want to expand a little bit on that, DCP, to ask you about how the citizens and the communities, as you've already started to state, but a little bit deeper in it, how they are involved in the transformation conversation. How do you see them being engaged by the police force, and what can citizens look on to say as, yes, the police force is engaging me in this drive to transform?
So I think a big part of the engagement has to do with the communication and the information sharing. So we certainly have done a lot in terms of utilizing the social media platform or the non-conventional media then to push our messages and to share information. Also, as I was getting to that point about helping with the transformation or engaging the citizens, the method that we engage with the domestic violence centers, we have within those centers, we have volunteers. These are people from within the communities who they offer their services and they're scheduled, they're rostered. They are the ones who actually do some of that initial engagement and counseling. So we really rely on the citizens also for feedback. So we engage our feedback mechanism. We encourage persons to use our online platforms, call into the police stations, utilize iProbe, and we take information. And Sanjay, interestingly for us, having undergone ISO 9001 certification, a very crucial part of that is our system of customer satisfaction. And
I don't want to pass that point to you. You're saying that the force has undergone ISO 9001 certification?
Yes, indeed. So we originally, our initial certification was in 2022, and we were just recommended for recertification last month. And just to educate the viewers who may not be aware, so the ISO 9001 is a quality, it looks at our quality management system. So it's us adhering to international standards of quality management systems. And what we as an organization did is that we highlighted 4 of our main services. We isolated those services and we put those up for certification. There was a lot of work that went in the background for us to work on improving our policies and how we deliver service. And basically what the ISO 9001 does is holds us to the standards that we said that we are going to do. So our own policies dictate how we are meant to conduct ourselves. So the ISO 9001 comes in to see, the audit team that is, to see whether or not we are delivering at the standard at which we said we would deliver.
All right, hold it there for me, DCP Paul Hood. We're going for a quick break. And listeners, we have more in store because we have to get down to all the transformative things that we will hear from the JCF and see at the Expo. So stick with us. This is Lead Story.
Join my private room. Only $1,000 for a grand time.
That I know me. We never said that. But who going believe me?
That is correct. $4,350,000. Yes, go ahead. $4 million? I never approved that.
Yes, me go doctor tomorrow. So me have to get the money today, no longer. Then no me face that. We never make no record or beg nobody no money.
Deepfakes are AI-generated images and videos made to look and sound like people we know and trust. They're used to spread misinformation, destroy reputations, and are used to commit fraud and scams. Don't fall victim to deepfakes. Protect yourself. For more information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or scan the QR code on screen.
At Hawkeye, we work hard to develop state-of-the-art security solutions like our new Total Connect smart home automation system that gives you 24/7 access to control your appliances, lights, cameras, and doors using your smartphone, tablet, or PC. As the most trusted electronic security company in Jamaica, Hawkeye has the fastest response times to get to you when you need us most. Trust Hawkeye's Total Connect. Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
We're back with you. It's Lead Story. We've been talking about the JCF Transformations Expo 2025. I've been talking to DCP Paul Hood, who is in charge of the Expo this year. And of course, she has her portfolio as well, and we'll get a little bit into that. But we wanted to ask this question for those of you who are viewing, listening out there, wondering how you can be a part of the Expo. What is the sign-up process? I don't want to leave it and we don't give you the right information. So DC people would give us that information right away.
So first of all, I should mention it is free. So you can walk into the arena or the Montego Bay Community Center any day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. between the 19th and the 22nd of June. When you get there, there'll be registration. And of course, we're doing this digitally. You'll have a QR code that you can scan, and you can complete that registration process. And that's voluntary for persons. We may have some giveaways as well associated with that. Who knows? Okay. So it really is just a walk in and see. We have a website. I don't have the information immediately before me, but I'll get it in a second. Okay. So you could just search for the JCF Transformations 2.0, and you'll find it. Okay. So what message would you like the public, the viewing public, to take away from attending Expo 2025, whether it is Kingston or Montego Bay? If they were to walk in on one day and leave, what would you want them to have as their major takeaway? So the major takeaway for us is for the public to recognize that This is your JCF. These are your police officers. This organization is transforming into better serve you. We have undergone quite a lot of work that's been accelerated in the past couple of years with a lot of injection of equipment and resources, but also we have done significant work in improving the quality of the people who are serving as well. We recently received certification for our National Police College for some of our programs, the IDLS, which is an international law enforcement accreditation, and we're only one of 34 police institutions who has that. And that again undertook a lot, that required a lot of rigor. So we're really working at improving the quality of the police officers in order to deliver the service in a better way. So we want, when people come to the Expo, we want them to experience, and I'm sure that some persons are already experiencing improved service delivery, because that invariably is what we anticipate. And also for them to understand that we have the capabilities to tackle the most serious offenses. We are working very, very diligently and deliberately at ensuring that we maintain the successes that we are currently seeing. So just come.
You're reading my mind, DCP Paul Hood, because you're going along in a question that I was going to ask. So for those who don't know, DCP Paul Hood is in charge of force development and logistics. Now, when you hear that, you must be wondering, what exactly does DCP Paul do? But from what I can glean from what she does, she's in charge of all of this quality-related stuff to improve the force, to ensure that the force gets better as it relates to the people, the quality, etc., and how the service is to you. And logistics, of course, we know what logistics are, the movement of items, people, etc. Now, that goes into this question, DCP Paul Hood, the significant decline in murders. I heard that it's I think 44.1% thereabout. The question,
0.7 as of today.
44.7. As of today,
Yes.
we had a day of no murders in Jamaica, as a matter of fact. Based on your role, your level in the police force, I have to ask this question so our listeners or viewers can hear. How does the JCF plan to maintain and build on that momentum?
So, Andre, first, it's good that people are recognizing that we have been delivering on this level, at this level, in terms of getting the numbers down. Because when the numbers are up, it comes our way as well. So we own it either way. So what we want to reassure the public is that this is not an overnight, or this is not happenstance. This is very deliberate work that is being done. We speak of a couple of things when we speak to the sustained momentum that we are seeing, or the sustained reduction. So one of the things, again, and I will emphasize it again, is the people. We focus heavily on the people. And how do we do that? So one, we ensure that there is an adequate level of supervision, and that's done through the promotion system, as well as the promotion has the knock-on effect of improving the morale of the police officers. And once we have the police officers energized and focused, we have a strategy that we're working with. We speak of focused deterrence, where we isolate the few persons or the few that are causing mayhem. We focus our energies on them. It really isn't rocket science. So we put all our energy, as much of our energy and effort as we can, at those persons. We also engage so when we analyze the situation, we look again and we see what are some of the other issues that confront the public on a daily basis. One of the things is around public order. So we have our police officers deployed in spaces, the high traffic spaces, high volume spaces. So we apply our minds to the problems and we come up with these solutions. And our intention is to just continue analyzing the situation and applying the necessary treatment based on the resources and the equipment that we have.
Oh, thank you so much, DCP Pearl Hood. That's all the time we have for Lead Story. And those who don't know, this is one of the leads of our police force, looking at force development and logistics. But she is also the highest ranked female member of the force, and we really appreciated her joining us. So all the best for Transformations Expo 2025, DCP, and thank you for viewing its Lead Story. Until next time.
Celebrating
for the first Lead Story here on CVM TV.
1 year of bold reporting.
And of course we look at solutions, but the fact is
1 year of fearless investigations.
It's a very important argument and it's a very important issue.
1 year